welcome back to my channel. Today we're switching things up a bit. We're doing a little bit more of business related content. On the 1st of December, it was a Saturday. I don't think it's a day I'll forget anytime soon. I launched my company or my business, Joanna Cosmetics. Most of you guys joined me. Most of you guys were there cheering me on and supporting. So we did launch exactly 1 month, 11 days ago as I'm filming this. So Joanna Cosmetics, my baby, is just a month and 11 days old. So when I launched, I told you guys I really wanted to bring you guys along on the journey so that we learn together and we grow together. So I want to do this video to share with you guys some of the things that I went in expecting, but that's not actually how things turned out. Just in case you have a business you want to start, or you can apply it to, I don't know, mostly a business, because I don't know if you can apply to another area of life. Anyways, before I start rambling, let's just go ahead and get started. So the first thing actually has to do with capital. So the expectation is that you're going to calculate, and even when you're calculating, you're still giving some allowances here and there, in case this happens, in case that happens. So you come up with your nice budget based on quotes you've gotten from your suppliers, from whatever it is your business is. There's some startup costs and you sat down and calculated them. The reality is you have to take that budget, that startup capital budget, and multiply it by 5, because so many things pop up, and especially because this is I'm assuming it's a business you've never owned before. It's a new business. Then you don't really know what you're getting yourself into. So that's exactly what happened for me. I had some budgets I had written down. I need this for this, this for this. I was like, yes, I can do this. And then costs started coming out of nowhere. Suddenly there's some things I had forgotten I needed, some very essential things, and my budget was now not cutting it. I was getting worried that I might not have met my timeline to launch on the 1st of December because of how things were going. But thanks be to God, He brought me here, honestly speaking. But if you're starting a business, I would really advise that whatever budget you have, be ready for anything that might come your way. There are definitely gonna be costs you hadn't thought about, or things you had budgeted for but end up being twice or thrice what you had budgeted for. So just be ready for that so that it doesn't catch you unawares, and have a little bit of extra money set aside for those times or when that cost suddenly comes up. The second one is maybe, okay, some of these might just be unique to me, but I don't know, maybe some of you guys might have experienced it too, or might have this expectation, and it's that everyone is going to love your idea, your business, and everyone is going to support you. That is not going to happen. There are people who are not going to be happy for you because, for whatever reason or other, they're not going to celebrate your launch. They're going to try and bring you down, even just by saying things like, can you really handle it? Can you really handle having your own business? Do you know how hard business is? And hitting you with that statistic, I think, that says 80% of businesses close in the first year. Those are all realities, and I'm assuming by the time you're getting into business, you know that these are things that could happen. But there are always some naysayers who try to bring you down. Actually, there was an incident which I didn't bother to speak too much about, and I'm not even going to speak up on it right now. But this is what I'll say. I used to think that rumors didn't come from nowhere. You know how you hear a rumor and you're like, hey, it could be true, because rumors don't come from nowhere. I can absolutely assure you guys that rumors come from nowhere. Someone can literally sit in their house, in their room, or in their car and create a story about you that is fake from the beginning to the end, just so that they can try to bring you down. So a couple of attempts like that have been made on Joanna Cosmetics, but we have survived. But just keep that in mind, because you might expect, wow, my idea is brilliant, it's amazing, everyone's gonna love it, but not everyone is going to receive it the way you think they're going to receive it. So be ready for that. Okay, and then another expectation is that you'll make tons of money and have so many customers who you don't even have to work hard for. The truth is, everyone says the first year of business is the hardest, and they give you again all these statistics of this % of businesses don't make it past the first year. But I think as human beings, all of us at the back of my mind, we're all like, I'm going to be the exception to that rule. I'm going to launch and I'm gonna sell out. I'm gonna have customers from here to Timbuktu. I'm gonna, like, you all in the back of your mind, you're like, yeah, you know that advice, but you're still hopeful, or you still expect more when you launch. So that was me. In fact, personally, I thought that because I have such a big community online, I thought that I don't even have to work hard for customers. I just need to sit back and people are just gonna find Joanna K Cosmetics because of watching my videos, and they are just gonna be buying. And the reality was that my team and I have had to work hard for every single customer we have gotten. In fact, we have targets every day of how many purchases we want to make, and if we don't hit them, let's say by midday or by 3, we're really on it, working very hard. You know, we have to get these many more purchases by the end of the day. So I think what it is that when you're starting a business, it's so tedious and so intense by the time you get to the point where you're launching, that maybe you've not even had the foresight of, you know, what's gonna happen after you launch. That was actually me, because I worked so hard to get the products to the market, to launch. I really worked hard, guys. So much so that the launch felt like the end, you know, like everything I've been working for this whole year 2018, finally. It felt like an ending, when in reality that was just the beginning. So my advice to you is take some time to look into the future. Ask yourself, so what happens the day after we launch? What do you expect, or what targets do you have? I think that'll definitely go a long way. Actually, on that note, for not thinking past, you also sometimes, I feel like you can fail to see that your business is always going to need capital. So that was me. I was just in this bubble, like once I have that startup capital, you know, everything will be good. I'm good to go. The company will make its own money, and you know, from there we can be able to expand. But the reality is, a business constantly needs an injection of capital, which is now the reality that I'm facing, is that I'm going to have to keep pumping in money into my company for it to grow. I have new launches. Spoiler alert, Joanna K Cosmetics has a few new launches in the works, so I have to be able to inject capital into the business. So I think that's also something, like, you think that's it, we're done with the capital, the business will finance itself. But more often than not, I think especially in the first year of operation, you'll still need capital injection. And honestly, I think it's not even in the first year, it's more in the long term, which I'm yet to find out, and I will definitely let you guys know. Okay, the next one is that the expectation is that, I'm assuming you're starting a business because you really love something you're selling or a service you're providing. The truth is that sometimes, so the expectation is that you're going to just love working in the business. After all, this is something you love. You love this so much. How can you not, love working on the business? So the first reality that will hit you is that you have to do things that you don't like doing. There are things I've had to do that I really don't like for the sake of my business. I've had to do things like, managing a business bank account, keeping my books. I've had to I had to do a business plan, marketing plan, and we learned all these things in school. But I was like, psh, my company is the one that's gonna succeed without any of these things. But of course, they're important for you to be able to execute your vision. So there are many things I've had to do that I don't like doing at all for the sake of my business, and also because it's a new business, so I can't just go outsourcing all these things. With time I will, but with a limited budget, I can't just go outsourcing all these things when I can just force myself to do them. Anyways, the second thing is that sometimes introducing business or mixing something you love, a passion of yours, with making money can sometimes make you not love that thing as much as you did when you first started. I'm gonna give you guys a personal example. When I started my channel, I loved makeup. I just loved creating looks, even if they didn't look nice. I loved playing with makeup, and I loved filming content while playing with makeup. I just did it for the love of it. I didn't care who was watching, and I didn't even know that there were opportunities for me to make money. But the minute I started turning my channel into a career, into my business, then I slowly started, not to enjoy filming anymore, to a point where it became a chore. It's like I have to upload on Monday, so then on Sunday I'm like, I really don't want to film, but then I have to. So that's what it became for me, which is why I took my short break in December, just to recharge and kind of just remember why I even started creating content in the first place. So when you combine something you love or passion with business, I feel like sometimes the business can really swallow the passion and just make it work and just make it something you don't enjoy doing anymore. And I don't think that's something I wasn't ready for when I started my channel. So I think that what you have to do is be able to find things that help you reignite that spark. So if it's makeup, keep playing with makeup off camera, or film content that you're never going to upload just for yourself. Just do things that are always going to keep that fire burning, because it can be really hard to keep it burning when you mix it with business. Okay, so those are just a few expectations that I went in with versus the reality check I got when I started my business. I'd really love it if anyone here who's watching is an entrepreneur, please write down some of the things that when you started you expected would go like this, and then they went like this. So just comment down below. We're all here to learn. I would definitely love to learn, and anyone else watching would definitely love to learn from you also. I have to say this, the reality is harsh. And up to this point, I can definitely sit here and say I've lost a lot of money. But you know what the truth is? I don't like calling them mistakes or failures, because at the end of the day, I have learned something and I have changed what I'm doing to do it better. So I've lost a lot of money by making a small poor decision here or a small poor decision there. But I don't dwell on it. I just call it a very expensive lesson, and I move on. But all in all, I feel like I've been very blessed. For me to start Joanna K Cosmetics when I already had a community online, I honestly have to big up anyone who starts a business or a company when no one knows them, when you don't have a community online. I think that is just extremely tough, because for me, most of you guys who watch my videos are my customers. You're the same ones who have come and ordered my products. So I can't imagine how discouraging it can be to start a business when you don't have a community and build it from the ground up. So I have so much respect. I feel like I'm cheating. I actually feel like I'm cheating. So I have so much respect for people who start their businesses from the ground up. 0 followers, nobody knows who you are, and they actually build them into thriving and successful companies. Another lesson I have learned though, having started Joanna K Cosmetics, is that fear only exists before you start. It only exists before you do the thing you're scared of. So because starting a business is big, it's scary, it's risky, you could lose money, you could fail, people will see you this way and they laugh at you if you fail, people could hate your products, your business could never pick up and you'll have lost all your capital, and so many things could happen, and it's extremely scary. And I'm sure more fears come up after you launch, but the thing is, the minute you launch into that business, the fear, it's like you've taken your power back by starting the business or doing that thing you're scared of. It's like you're taking your power back and saying, you have no power over me. You cannot make me fear you. Because honestly speaking, I was very nervous before I started Joanna K Cosmetics. But now I look back and I'm like, what was I even nervous about? What was I honestly even nervous about? Because now that I'm here, I see like starting the company, it's huge, but it's amazing, and it's nothing that I should have wasted my precious time worrying about or fearing. And then I think after you start your business, you're so busy trying to keep it growing and to stay alive that you don't even have time for fear. If you want to start, I encourage you, there is no better time than now. Just seeing people wearing products that I have created and sold to them, it gets me every single time. Every single time. I'm just like, I created that. Someone is wearing something I created, and it's amazing. So I'm gonna end there before I ramble on and on. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and leave a comment down below commenting on an expectation versus a reality, or just leave a nice comment, any comment you want. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you next time.